Hi friends, welcome to the Inspired Knitting Podcast. I'm your host Bobby and I am coming to you from Kingston, Ontario, Canada. Today is Saturday, January the 14th, 2023. Happy New Year. It has been a little bit. Christmas was pretty good. We had like a huge snowstorm here, so didn't really get to go visit with family, but that's okay. The roads were really bad, but we got our white Christmas. And then after Christmas, it all disappeared, which I'm fine with that. I got to go out and I got to enjoy, and we had green grass, like no snow at all. We saw the grass, and yeah, we just got some snow yesterday and now everything's covered again, but we've had an incredible winter down here in Southern Ontario so far, so I am not complaining at all. But yeah, weather report. Excuse me. So I guess I should start off by welcoming all my viewers for tuning in. Thank you for putting up with my long hiatus away. So welcome back, into any returning viewers, or sorry, new viewers. I'm rusty on this. Thank you for tuning in. This is a podcast about my knitting and crocheting and spinning. And yes, there is some spinning today, which I'm excited about. So yeah, anything fiber related, that's my thing. And this is the podcast for that. So yeah. So where have I been? Well, I got sick in December, just before Christmas. I got cleared up for Christmas, and then I got sick again. So that was not fun at all. The first time, the first virus I caught was pretty bad, but the second one has really kicked me in the butt. I've been feeling better, but I have a really bad cough still. So if I cough during this episode, I do apologize. And if you see the video cut out, it's probably because I took a coughing fit. So yeah, just talking aggravated my throat. It's a lot of chest congestion. Like my chest is very heavy, it hurts. And then I go into coughing fits. So I didn't get any medications for it, I know, but yeah, I'm just trying to ride it out. It's getting a lot better, but again, I do apologize if I go into a coughing fit. I got my coffee here today. It is in one of my Christmas snow mugs. I absolutely love it. Just plain old coffee. Ah, it's wonderful. So yeah, I hope you guys had a great Christmas and your New Year's has started off as a good one. Christmas, like I said, was quiet, but it was a good one. And yes, I did get a little bit of yarn and I got some really special goodies. So thank you. I know you're watching. And yeah, it was really good. Had a good Christmas. The start to the new year, being sick isn't the greatest, but I can't complain either. It's been really nice. So, yeah. So I have some finished objects today. I have some works in progress, and as I said, I have a little bit of spinning to share. So I'll get into it. So December, I actually got quite a bit knit up. I don't have them to share because a lot of my knits in December were for gifts. So I believe on the last episode, I shared a pair of Hayak socks. So they are, they're DK or worsted socks. I can't remember, but I use the Estelle worsted for mine. And I ended up knitting two pairs. I used a white gray marl for the main sock. It's like a work sock. And then I used Estelle white for the cuff, the heel, and the toe. And then I used a little bit of purple Cascade 220 that I had left over to do the striping. So I will include a picture here. I knit 2 pairs, pretty much the same thing. It's just one, I did 2 stripes, and the other sock I did, like the other pair of socks, I did a single stripe. And then I ended up knitting 2 baby sweaters. I used the Malabrigo jumper pattern, and I don't remember what the designer's name is, but I will link it below. I believe that it is a free pattern. I might be wrong on that. But I have it all in my Ravelry as well, so you can go check them out there. For those 2 sweaters, I ended up using Barocco Vintage that I had left over from my Andrew Mallory cardigan. Comfort Fade Cardi. I had used that to do my comfort fade, so I had some leftovers, which was enough to do 2 baby sweaters. I just contrasted the colors. One size is a 0 to 6 month size, and then the second I used the same pattern, but I just modified the number slightly to do a slightly smaller size, so somewhere between a preemie and a newborn. So I did that, and I did 2 pairs of little sockies, and the socks are worsted weight socks, so I use the Rye pattern. The Rye sock pattern by Tin Can Knits, and I did the smallest size, like the newborn size. So all that is linked in my Ravelry. Hopefully I have inserted some pictures here so you can see what I'm talking about, but that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed those knits. And then the one that I am most proud of is I did a Secret Santa for somebody in the family, and they are huge Deadpool fans, so I ended up doing a Deadpool doll, and it is crocheted, and that one is by Nicole Wenzelman, and she has a wonderful website with lots of crocheted patterns, and that one was a lot of fun to do. So that, again, I just used, I believe the red was Barocco Vintage. Don't know the colorway name, but it was Barocco Vintage, and the black probably was Barocco Vintage as well. I just went stash diving and was using up some scraps, but that one was a lot of fun to do. The eyes were felt. I just had a bundle of felt with different colors, so I ended up, she has templates in the pattern, excuse me, so I just traced them out and did that. So very wonderful written pattern. There are some free patterns on the internet for a Deadpool doll. I chose to do a paid for pattern just because I know how to read crochet patterns, but I found the free ones to be just a little bit confusing. So this one was very easy to follow. I will have it linked below. It's beautifully written. She's got instructional pictures and stuff like that. So very wonderful designer. And she also goes by the name of Colita. So I don't crochet as much, so maybe you already know of her, but she has, the pattern was wonderful. I give it a double thumbs up. It was awesome. So that was a lot of fun to do as well. So besides all that, I probably did some ornaments as well. Those are all now packed away, but yeah, I was just having fun knitting and crocheting ornaments for our Christmas tree, so I did that as well. So December was very productive. I just kind of don't have it here to share with you. So I'm just going to take a drink of my coffee and I will continue. Okay, so I have to make sure I don't drop anything here. So I do have one thing from December that I still have in my possession. And if you follow me on Instagram, you would have already saw it. Okay, I said that the Deadpool doll was something I was most proud of in December. That's actually a lie. This project is something I'm most proud of. So I decided that I wanted to do a Christmas stocking, and I kept seeing, I think it was for a couple years now, I know that these patterns have been circulating around. I know Kay the Crazy Sock Lady, she did one. She actually did 4 of them, I believe, for her family last year. Excuse me. And I just really love them. It is stranded color work. And if you know me, I have done stranded color work. I'm just not the greatest at it, and I'm not a huge fan. But I really wanted to do one, and so I did one for my best friend. He's very special to me, and he has a pickup truck. It's a 76 Chevy square body. It's his most beloved truck. He's had it since it was new, and it's blue, so I wanted to do the Christmas stocking with the truck on it, obviously. Now, it does call for 3 colors, so I just worked my colors around so that the truck would be blue. So for this pattern, I believe the white and the blue are Broco Vintage. So the white is just their whiter white, and then the blue is called Ice Blue. And then the gray, I just used some leftovers that I had in my stash. This is Cascade 220, and I think the colorway is medium gray. So it's all worsted. So this is the Fresh Pine worsted version by Ursula Almeida. And I believe her handle on Instagram is She Thinks She Can. So this is the worsted version. She does have a fingering version as well. Now she does have different designs. For the stockings, I just chose the one with the truck, but she's got a couple different stocking patterns with different designs on them. So this one has the pretty mountains on it, and then you got the truck with the Christmas tree, and then you got the pine trees. So the only part of this pattern that I modified was this section right here. My best friend's name, his nickname is Wrecker. So all I did was go on, I just went online and looked for a chart maker, and I just put the letters in myself and made my own little chart. So this section here, I don't remember what should have been here. It was part of the, it might have been a smaller snowflake section, I can't remember, but I just omitted that, and I took the number of stitches across by how many stitches the panel was supposed to be, and I just created my chart to put his name in there. So yeah, that's what I did. It turned out great. I find that I have tension issues up here where the truck is, just because this stocking is never going to have anything in it. So when I came to here where the truck is, there's some pretty long floats. So I wasn't catching. So I think the longest float might have been 11 to 12 stitches. And normally what I would do is I would knit 6 stitches and then twist the yarn, like catch the yarn, catch the float, and then continue so the floats aren't so long. But I didn't do that. I just knit the 12 stitches and then continued. But when I did that, I didn't leave my tension as loose as I should have. So you probably can see it's crimping in a little bit. Now this sock has not been washed or blocked yet, so that might help to take out some of the tension issues, but he loves it, and it's going to be put away till next year, but I might just give it a wash and a block and see what happens. But either way, he absolutely adores it. We had it up for Christmas. I finished it for Christmas Eve, which was perfect, and yeah, he really enjoyed it, so that makes me happy. And I am very proud of it, even though I have some tension issues. So this is a great pattern. I chose to do the worsted version because I just know myself. I know that I'm not a huge fan of stranded color work, and if I did the fingering version, it would not be done yet. So I'm really happy that she actually had a worsted version as well. So this is the Fresh Pine Worsted by Ursula Almeida, and I love it. So that is one thing that I finished in December. And then I decided that I wanted a smaller project to work on over the holidays. So I ended up taking part in Tracy Miller of the Grocery Girls had a sale. And I can't remember if it was a birthday sale or it was something. And I think she had like 50% off of her patterns. So I ended up purchasing her Parkview hat. I had been wanting to do this one for a while. So it is a worsted weight hat held with one strand of one strand of fingering held with one strand of mohair. And it's really cool. It's a ribbed hat. But what I really loved about the pattern is that you can use a self-striping yarn. You don't have to, but you can use a self-striping yarn. So I had a leftover ball of the Cozy Knitter in the Tulip Fields colorway. I had knit a pair of shorty socks back in the spring, and I had a bunch of leftovers. So I decided to weigh them out, and I had enough yardage to do this beautiful hat. And I absolutely love it. I've been wearing it a lot. I really want to put a pom-pom on it, but I don't want a pom-pom on it because I put my hood of my jacket up over it to keep my ears not warm, so the pom-pom kind of obstructs. So I decided to leave it off for now, but it's just so cool using self-striping. I absolutely love it. So my mohair is, I believe it's just Prolana. It's actually a light gray colorway. And I really like the way it turned out. It's so pretty. So yeah, there is that. So that one was a lot of fun. And it's a great way to use your leftovers. So out of 100 gram skein of self-striping, I got a toque and I got a pair of shorty socks. So that's pretty decent. So that's the Parkview hat by Tracy Miller. I'm just gonna get a drink of coffee. Okay, so the next thing I have to share with you guys, I finished my Sweet Serenity shawl. I have yet to get finished project pictures of it just because I have been sick and I haven't been up to much really. But one of my goals was I wanted to finish my Sweet Serenity shawl before the Cozy Up Knits mystery shawl along that started January 1st. So I did meet that goal. I finished it, I think I finished it just after Christmas. I can't remember, but it's done. So here it is in all its glory. She is blocked. I did wash and block it. I just haven't trimmed my ends in. They are woven in though. And she is gorgeous. I have yet to wear it. I haven't worn it yet. Just because I don't want to wreck it before I can get pictures of it, but it is amazing. I love this thing. So this is the Sweet Serenity shawl by Forest City Knit Girls, and it is a 2 skein fingering weight shawl. It's got some pretty garter and eyelets, and I absolutely love this pretty eyelet lace section. There's 2 of them. Absolutely stunning shawl. I love it. So the yarn that I ended up using was the Northern Pearl in her merino sock base. This beautiful color here is called Punch. And then this lighter speckle is also the Northern Pearl, but I do not remember the colorway name, and I only had 1 skein of it. I lost the tag. So I don't remember what it's called, but they just play together so beautifully. So I did run out of yarn. I played some yarn chicken, but I'm still very happy with the border. I think I am 4 rows short of what I should have had if I was to follow pattern. And I'm not surprised. My gauge tends to be a little bit looser, so I'm not worried about it though. It still turned out very nicely. And like I said, it is big, it's gorgeous, it's a triangular shawl. I haven't done one of these in a very long time, and I love it. It is amazing. So the Sweet Serenity Forest City Knit Girls, do go check it out. It's amazing and glorious, and I cannot wait to wear it. So hopefully I can get some project pictures pretty soon of that one. So there's that. I'm very excited to have that off the needles. The next thing that I have to share with you, it's the last finished object, but it's a hoe. Every Christmas Eve I do a Christmas Eve cast on. So the Christmas Eve cast on is usually a sock, and I've been doing it for several years now. Danny of the Little Bobbins podcast always did a Christmas Eve cast on of a sock. So I decided that this year I was going to cast on the Let's Stay Home Socks by Nancy Wheeler, which is a beautiful pattern. You can see it's like a pretty cable pattern that goes down the front of the sock. It's got a slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset. Excuse me. So I casted these on for Christmas Eve, and I just got the first one done yesterday. That is a very fun pattern. It's not hard to do at all. I don't even have to use a cable needle to do the cable. It's just one type of cable. It's a simple six row repeat. And once you've done it once, you don't have to look at your pattern again. You know what to do. So I absolutely love it. It turned out really, really nice. So I got the first one done. I'm just going to take it off here so you can see this patterning better. So I'm using a variegated yarn for it. If you were to use a solid color, it would look very beautiful as well. But I ended up getting this colorway in my Advent last year. This is the Northern Pearl, and I don't know if I got the tag in here. This is the Northern Pearl. I took part in her Advent calendar last year, and this was the main skein that we got on Christmas. So here's Ajel's tag. And this is on her merino sock base, which is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and it is 420 yards per 115 grams. And the colorway is Holly Berry. So I am really, really enjoying them. I got the first one done, and there's the yarn. So pretty. Angel has the most beautiful colorways. And I did get the second one casted on right away, because if I don't, I probably never would. So the cuff is done. I can now start doing the pattern repeat. So yeah, that's a very fun pattern. Let's Stay Home Socks by Nancy Wheeler. She has very amazing designs, and this was one of her latest ones. So do go check her out. And yeah, I love them. All right, so that's it for finished objects, at least that I can think of. I don't think I finished anything else. So let's go on into works in progress. So for works in progress, I'm working on the sock, and then I am also working on my mystery shawl along by Cozy Up Knits. It is the Mini Me MKL 2023. And today I'm not wearing any knits today, but I am representing the ladies, Cozy Up Knits. This is my most beloved hoodie by Mr. Snap That. It's got Team Snap That on the back. I absolutely love this thing. So I love wearing it. It's the most coziest hoodie, but I don't wear it like, I would wear it every day, but I don't because I don't want it to wear out. I'm so afraid of it wearing out. So, but yeah, I really love this thing. So Cozy Up Knits representing. So if you are taking part in this, I have now completed Clue 2. If you're not there yet and don't want to be spoiled, then maybe you should skip ahead by 5 minutes or so, because I am going to show it and talk about it. So there's your warning, there's going to be spoilers here. So this year, if you're not familiar, Cozy Up Knits always does a mystery shawl along every January 1st. So we do know that it is a shawl. We know that it is one skein, main skein, and 10 20-gram minis, or you can use 3 skeins of fingering weight yarn as well. Excuse me. So I went through my stash and I was able to pick out one main skein, and I had 10 20-gram minis, and I had a lot of purples, so I decided to put some purples together. I don't have a purple shawl, so that works out. I did have enough to do browns because I'm obsessed with browns, but I already have a brown shawl. No, I got 2 brown shawls, so I figured that I should probably do something different. So I'll start off with showing you my yarns first. So my first, my main color that I'm using is this beautiful silver gray. I absolutely love this. So this skein here is West Yorkshire Spinners Exquisite. It is 80% Falkland wool, 20% mulberry silk. It's exquisite. It's really nice. I had picked this up a couple years ago at Yarn It in Coburg, Ontario, and I believe I was going to knit a cowl by Espastrico. But yeah, it's just been sitting in my stash, and I figured I don't want to buy yarn for this. I have a lot of yarn, so I want to try to knit from stash. And yeah, so I thought this would work beautifully with my purples. So let me see here. This has 437 yards in it. So that's the gray. And then for my minis, they're all random. So I'll just go ahead and show you my shawl. So like I said, I am on Clue 2 now. And it is all twisted up here. One second. So here she is so far. So as far as I can tell, it is a crescent shaped shawl. And it is really amazing. I love this. So this here, up here to here was Clue, nope, from here to here was Clue 1. And then this from the gray here to here was Clue 2. So it's really amazing. We got garter, and then we got some different stitch patterns happening. So for Clue 1, we had this beautiful seed stitch. And now for Clue 2, we have this beautiful eyelet lace kind of deal going on. So pretty. So I'm really enjoying it. It's got, these wedges are like short rows, so they're very easy to do. And the sisters always do tutorial videos as well for each clue, so any parts of the pattern that might be a little bit hard to figure out, they got you covered. So they're really amazing for that. So I've been having a lot of fun with this. I think it's absolutely stunning, and I can't wait to see more. Clue 3 should be dropping either tonight or tomorrow. Each clue is supposed to drop on Sunday, every Sunday in January, but sometimes I've noticed they release it a little bit early on Saturday night. So yeah, I'm super excited to see what is next. But it's just gorgeous, and I really love my colors. So I believe this was a leftover I had. This is Polka Dot Creek in the Lilac Fields colorway. And I have been racking my brain. This was also in my leftovers pile. I do not know what it is. I do know that I knit a pair of socks with it, but I do not remember what it is. I want to say that it's the Northern Pearl. Is that your yarn, Angel? I feel so bad because I don't remember what this yarn is. I'm sure if I look back on a podcast when I knit those socks, I might figure it out, but yeah. And then these colorways, this one was a mini skein that I pulled from one of my Cozy Knitter socks. I have a self-striping set by the Cozy Knitter, so I just pulled the mini skein that came with that. And then this one here, this purple, I believe is Sweet Georgia yarns. So I'm just going, I am kind of fading, but I'm not. So the rest of my yarns that I have left should go into a fade. So the one I'm just used now was Sweet Georgia yarns. A couple years ago, I had picked up a fade kit from Sweet Georgia, and they're all purples, so that's gonna be for the rest of the shawl. So I'm not gonna, they all have names, but I don't have the case they came in, but they're all Sweet Georgia. It was, I believe there's five or six color purples that were in the set. And I'm not going to pull them all out, but they're just very beautiful purples. So I thought it would be great for this shawl. So that's just some of the colors that I have in here. And yeah, I am super excited about this. It's going to be gorgeous. So this is the Mini Me Mystery Shawl Along by Cozy Up Knits. Clue 3 is dropping soon, so I'm super excited to see what the girls have planned next. So if, like I said, if you're new to it, every Sunday in January, a new clue will drop and you get a new section of your shawl. So by the end of the month, if you can keep up, hopefully I can keep up, I'm not doing too bad so far, you'll have a beautiful completed shawl. So it's a lot of fun. I believe this is now the 7th year that they have done a mystery shawl along, and I have done all 7 years, and I have never been disappointed once. I've loved every single shawl. So yeah, I love Cozy Up Knits. They are amazing. And I got it in one of my bags by the Northern Pearl. Grab your balls. It's time to knit. It's always time to knit. All right, so there's that. So I'm done talking about it and sharing it if you didn't want to be spoiled. Okay, so I have one more work in progress to share with you. So my goals, I don't really do resolutions. I always say this, I never do resolutions. But I kind of set goals for the new year. So this year I want to just stay focused on the stuff that I'm knitting on, maybe work through my whips. That's a joke, but we'll see how that goes. I want to kind of work through my my basket of whips, and I also want to try to work through my stash. So rather than buying yarn, I want to try to work through what I have. So all that to say, I decided to cast something on 2 nights ago. This was kind of spur of the moment, and I kind of lost my mind, but I really want to do it. So my local yarn shop, the Pearl and J here in Kingston, Ontario, they sent out a newsletter. They're going to be running a Love Note knit along. So it just started the other day, which was January 11th, and it will run until February the 14th. So if you have your sweater finished, or even if you don't, they're going to be having a little event on the 14th where you can go to the yarn store and show off your love note and all that fun stuff. So I have been to the Pearl and J once since coming here, and I kind of want to be more interactive with my local yarn stores. So I thought that this would be a great way to do it. Or start. So I have this beautiful yarn that's been sitting there for a while, and I wanted it to be for a special project. So this is Leo and Roxy. So yes, I am knitting the Love Note by Tin Can Knits, and the Love Note uses one strand of fingering held with 1 strand of mohair, or a DK weight. So this is my 3rd Love Note. The first one I did with Knit Picks yarn. I used Knit Picks Hawthorne and Aloft. And then for my 2nd Love Note, I used, it's not Biscotte yarns, it's Lauren Mercier. I can't remember, but it was her DK base, and it was the pretty yellows. It was a pretty yellow base with speckles. That is a DK, and I knit a Love Note with that, but I omitted the lace section, so I just knit a plain sweater with it. So this one I am doing the lace. So the yarn that I'm using is Leo and Roxy, and the base that I have is their MCS sock. So it's 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% silk, 100% good vibes. It's amazing, you guys. So it's 113 grams, 420 yards. I absolutely love Leo and Roxy, and it is in the Robin colorway. And then the mohair is mohair silk, 75% mohair, 25% silk, 420 yards, and it's also in the Robin colorway. So that's what I'm using. Now I have 2 skeins of fingering and 2 skeins of mohair. I'm doing the extra large size, and I might be running short on my yardage. If that's the case, I'm going to be knitting the body first and then the sleeves, and if I only have 3/4 length sleeves, that's absolutely fine with me. So fingers crossed that I will have enough yarn. I can always buy another skein of each, but I kind of don't want to. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So I casted this on 2 days ago, and I've been going to town on it. This is what I have so far. It is so glorious. The base and the mohair are just amazing, and it's going to be a little hard to see because it's on kind of a short cable, but I absolutely love this colorway. It is so pretty. And I'm going to try to do this without losing my stitches, but you can see the pretty lace section there, I hope. So I have modified this slightly. So something that I did, the neckline uses a provisional cast on, and then you pick up the stitches later to do your neckline. On my second love note, I just read through the pattern for my size, and I just cast on and automatically do my ribbing first. That I don't like provisional casts on, and that's how I do it. So I cast on I'm not going to say the number because I don't want to give away any part of the pattern, but I just cast on a specific amount of stitches. I did the rows of ribbing that they called for, and then I just figured out the neckline to how many rows I'm supposed to do, where I'm supposed to put my increases in. And when I did my increase row, I just worked the amount of added in the amount of stitches to get to the correct number that I needed to start my yoke. So I hope that wasn't too confusing, but I just do that because, like I said, I don't like picking up my stitches after, and I would rather just see my neckline already finished as I'm going along. So that's modification number 1. Modification number 2 that I have done with this sweater is I really love this lace section. You definitely have to wear something under it, like a tank top or something. So what I have chosen to do is, for my size that I'm doing, you're supposed to do two repeats of the lace chart. I have done 1 repeat of the lace chart, and then you're supposed to work another half a repeat. So I worked 1 repeat of the chart and then the half a repeat. So my lace section isn't going to be as long as the pattern. It's going to be just slightly shorter, but that's how I wanted it. Somebody else did that. I'm not sure who, but another podcaster did that, and I thought it looked really pretty. So I have decided to do that. It's just so that the lace section doesn't come so far down, but you still have the pretty yoke. So I did that, and then I just worked the remainder stitches of the chart in plain stockinette stitch. So that's what I've done. So I'm at the section now. I'm all done my my lace section, and I'm about to start the raglan shaping. So I only have a handful of rows left, and then I can split for the sleeves, which is pretty awesome. This is day 3 of having it on the needles, so I am really excited about that, and I'm really loving this project. So I have been wanting to cast on a sweater or work on a sweater. I've already got sweaters on the go, but I've been knitting a lot of socks, and I've been working on my shawls just because I wear a lot of my shawls, especially when it's colder. I wear a lot of my shawls, and the shawls and the socks have just been the kind of knitting that I've needed. Being sick and having no energy and all that, it's just been the kind of flow that I've needed. But I've been really wanting to work on a sweater. So I should have been working on something that I had going, but when I saw this knit along get posted, I just had to do it. So have I lost my mind to take on 2 knit alongs at the same time? Probably, but who cares? Enjoy life. So that's what I'm doing. So that is the Love Note by Tin Can Knits. Do check it out. The Love Note has to be one of my favorite sweaters. I absolutely love my 2 Love Notes that I have, and they're amazing. So do check it out. All right, so that's it for the knitting section of it. Those are between my stay-at-home socks, my mystery knit along, and the Love Note. Those are my 3 main projects that I am focused on right now, and hopefully will stay focused on. So that's what I have going on there. I decided that I wanted to pull out my spinning wheel though. I ended up getting some pretty fiber for Christmas, so I decided, you know what, I need to bring my wheel out and complete some stuff that I had going. So I showed with you back in the summer, I was doing a pretty peach color by Crux Fiber. So I still have, I spun up the second bat, and they are sitting on bobbins. I just have to ply them now. And I had also pulled out, I had a 50-gram braid of Sweet Skein of Mine, which is Amanda, and it is 100% merino. It's 22 micron, and it was 50 grams of merino. So there is her tag. And I had pulled this out because I want to hand spin for the Attune shawl by Andrea Mowry. So the Attune is roughly a sport to a DK. So I have been spinning up some yarns. The main color that Andrea used for her shawl is kind of like an off-white. So I have like I have something that I might use if I want to use from Stash. It's a off-white, I believe it's Estelle, but it is 100% wool. So I was going to use that. It is a DK. And then for the second color, your contrast color, Andrea kind of has a fade going on of sorts. I think Andrea used her own hand spun, but I would like to use my own hand spun for that. So I've just been picking out some pink colors. I have the peach, and then the color that I got for Christmas, I should have brought it over to share with you, but I don't know where it is at the moment. But regardless, it's got like a very beautiful purple, pink and purple tone to it. So I'm thinking that could go towards the bottom of the shawl. I haven't had it all figured out yet, but I kind of am going to a pink purple theme with it to fade. So the Sweet Skein of Mine braid that I had, it's got some of the pinks in it. It's got some orange. It's very vibrant, but I think it will work beautifully. So I got that, and this is the second bobbin. So I will now ply these into a 2-ply, and yeah, we'll see. I don't know what kind of yardage I'm gonna get from them, but we will see. And even if it's not a lot of yardage, I can still manage to get it in there somewhere, I'm sure. So it's very beautiful. It's super, super soft, 100% merino. I really, really enjoyed spinning this. So this was spun up on my Electric Eel Nano. Very wonderful wheel. It is an electric wheel, and I really like it. So now that I got these spun up, the single spun up, I'm just letting them sit. I let them sit for a couple days, and then I will ply them on my Ashford traditional wheel. So these have been done for about 4 or 5 days. I think these spun up pretty quick, but I just haven't felt like pulling out my wheel yet. So I will pull it out soon. I will get the Crux Fiber ones all spun up. That one is also being spun into a 2-ply, and then I will get this spun up into a 2-ply as well. So probably by the next podcast, I will be able to share that with you guys, and maybe the process of a new bat started. We don't know yet. So yeah, that fiber was Sweet Skein of Mine. Do check out Amanda's work. She not only has fiber, but she has yarn as well, and the pinks just sing to me. I've never really considered myself a pink person. I love my earth tones, I love browns, I love greens, I love blues. Anything dark and moody, I love. But there's a part of me that still loves pink. So yeah, I absolutely love Amanda's work. She is amazing. So do go check her out. All right. So that's pretty much it for today's episode. I don't have anything else to share to my knowledge. So hopefully I will see you guys in 2 weeks. All the show notes are listed below. I don't think I said that at the beginning, but I always put detailed show notes with links to the designers below, as well as where you can find me on the internet. So yeah, until next time, happy knitting, stay safe out there, and have a good one. Bye.